I've lacked a little bit of enthusiasm for my account recently, and that's mainly because I decided to de-risk my account and sell off the shares that I could. So those were in profit. I decided to sell those off, and instead of having shares in my account, just hold cash. And because of that, my account's really been stagnant. It's not doing anything. Taylor Wimpey and PHP have just been sat there, not really making any gains or not really losing much money. But about over a week ago, Rachel Reeves, the Chancellor of the Exchequer, decided to have a morning press conference just to warn the public that changes are afoot and we're going to get a bit of a hit, so that we weren't surprised. She was telling us that taxes are going to have to increase and changes are going to be afoot because of that. And I took that as a signal of an opportunity that I could maybe make a little bit of gain from that statement, because I suspected that once she started talking, the markets would drop off because they wouldn't like what she was going to say. Taxing us working people, taxing business and taxing everything it could be taxed is what's likely to happen in the budget. And she was signaling that exactly what's going to happen. So what I decided to do that morning was to dip my toes back in the market and get some enthusiasm back. And that's exactly what I did. So I'd previously had a look at various different companies that I thought I might buy into when the time was right. And I thought I'd just make a little quick bit of money and do that. So what I've actually done is I've bought 4 sets of shares. And since then, I've sold most of them, but I didn't go in full in. I didn't buy £50 worth of shares, which is what I normally do. I just dipped my toe in and bought 10 of each. And I did that because I didn't want to put any risk on my account up between now and budget day. Because my expectation is when the budget is revealed, when all those tax increases come in, the stock market isn't going to like it, and the stock market's going to fall potentially drastically, but it will fall even if it's not a massive amount. And because of that, I really want to keep my trading account as risk-free as I could. So yeah, to cut a long story short, I bought 4 sets of companies and I've sold most of them. And but anyway, let's have a look on my share trading account, and we can have a look at where those shares are now, what I've actually done, what I've bought and sold, and you can have a look and follow that along with me. So here's my account, and I've gone to my history, and as you can see, since I've sold Keller shares and Rio Tinto about 18 days ago, 6 days ago, I bought these 4 companies, about £10 each: Mony Group, RS Group, Endeavour Mining and WPP. And I've watched those over the last 6 days, and as they gained or lost value, I've sold them or held on to them. So let's have a look to see if it tells you what I've sold. So I sold RS Group. So I bought RS Group for 551 and I sold them for 577. Likewise, Endeavour Mining, I sold those for 3102, and I've also sold WPP. So these top 2 were a bit volatile, and I just took my opportunity when I sold them. So I sold them for about 3.5%, not quite the 4% that is my target number, but because I noticed that they'd gone up in value, I decided to sell where I had the opportunity. And RS Group, I think I got 4% of those. So what's left in my account? So let's have a look here. So today I've got 3 companies now. That's what's left. Taylor Wimpey has gone up by 2% today. PHP up by just under 0.5%, and Mony Group just over 0.5%. So this is where those shares are currently. So Taylor Wimpey is negative £10.50. Primary Health Properties has gained quite a bit over the last sort of week or so, and it's negative £1.36. That's really quite healthy compared to where it has been. And this Mony Group, it is at positive 17 pence, which is 1.77%, because I bought, as you can see there, about £9 worth. So it worked, 5 shares worked out just under £10. So I'm holding on to that Mony Group until those shares go up in value. So if I have a look on the main chart, odd max, I bought them really when they're almost at the lowest they've been. And if I look at the last week, since I bought them in the last 7 days, I bought them down here somewhere 6 days ago. And that's when they dropped off. And then since then, they've just risen by nearly 2%, and they've been hovering around 2. They got up to here, which would have taken me about 3%, I think that was, but they've dropped off since. So my expectation is that Mony Group eventually will come up. If over the next couple of days, during this week, they don't really make much gains, I might decide to sell and just take my 17p or 20 pence positive number anyway. So where does all this leave my account? Because this tells us where we are with my account. So currently, I've got £265 in cash. I've got £99 worth of shares invested, and my account's currently sat at 365.15, and that puts me at 82.5% return, which I think is quite good. So I'm going to now sit around. If I can sell Mony shares, I'm going to sell those, and I'm going to sit on my account now until budget day, which is in a couple of weeks' time. And then once that budget happens, I'm going to watch to see what the share price does. And if it drops down, which I'm expecting it will, then I'll come back in the market, and I might actually come in with much more than £10 per share, and I might buy a bigger number. I am still really nervous about this AI bubble, but the trouble is that could go on for months and months and months. And if I'm out of the market in those months, then I might be losing out on gains on my account. But I'm definitely going to be keeping a very close eye on budget, and then take an opportunity if it arises. I'm not saying it definitely will, but my expectation is that the stock market will drop off a bit, and I'm going to use that as an opportunity to jump back into the market. Thank you very much indeed for watching. I hope this sort of review of my latest account is interesting for you, and that I've actually dipped my toe in the market. If it has been interesting, then why not give it a like? That'd be awesome. And as I've said in the past, I am trying to build this account. So if you are enjoying my finance content, and I know it's a bit few and far between, but if you are enjoying what I'm putting out, then why not subscribe to the channel and give me that impetus to do more. Once again, thank you very much indeed for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. Cheerio.